Good day, my name is Tashlin Lowe. Welcome to another episode of Young Farmer, where we meet with Manuel Singano from the African Agri Council NPC AAC, a pivotal organization that plays a significant role in shaping the future of Africa's agri-food industry. The AAC brings together policymakers, investors, and senior executives from across the entire agri-food value chain through its events, creating a platform for collaboration, investment, and innovation. Today, we'll be delving into how the AAC specifically supports young farmers, helping them to access new markets, attract investment, and develop essential business skills. Mr. Manuel, welcome to the show. It is such a pleasure to have you here, and we are so excited to have this conversation with you. So diving into it, tell us more about yourself and the role you play within the organization.
Thank you so much for having me. It's quite an honor and a privilege. So my name, as you mentioned, is Manuel Singano, and I am the commercial director for the African Agri Council. I joined the African Agri Council upon its inception in 2016. So my role as commercial director is to engage with stakeholders all across Africa and the international community, just to be able to speak and convince or bring some of these stakeholders into Africa for some of the events that we host. So we just speak to everyone all across Africa who's in the agricultural value chain, and everyone all across the international community. And it's been happening since 2016.
Beautiful, very interesting. And tell me, Mr. Manuel, what does the African Agri Council aim to achieve in the agri-food industry across Africa?
So our vision is to achieve a thriving African food and agriculture, thriving African food and agricultural sector. We do it through partnership with international investors, technologies, and skills. And I would add on to say, we are also pushing the agenda of achieving zero hunger by 2030. And we're saying that through joining forces with other stakeholders, we can achieve zero hunger by 2030.
Very, very interesting, and I love the initiative because world hunger is a thing that I think we've been facing for centuries now, And linking into that, what resources or programs does the organization offer to help emerging farmers and small-scale farmers to grow their businesses? Because obviously that also provides and links with moving away from world hunger.
The work that we do, we approach it in, if I can say, four-pronged. And number one is we are pushing for the agenda of promoting private sector investments into the African agricultural sector. And number two, we are also promoting accessing of local, regional, and international markets for our farmers, producers, and that happens through during our Market Access Africa event. You and I know that we do produce coffee, teas, cassava, ginger, cashew nuts, and all that. And those are some of the products that are in demand in Europe, in America, in Asia. So we are pushing that agenda that our farmers need to access these regional and international markets. And also, we have what we call the Atari Africa project. We facilitate training and capacity building for smallholder farmers, because we know that if smallholder farmers are equipped and empowered with latest skills and knowledge, they can scale up their food production, because we know that they're already producing something. But when we train them, when we build capacity, they are able to scale up their production, and that means they are also contributing to what the commercial farmers are doing also.
Absolutely.
And we also promote networking, cooperation, collaboration, and partnerships. That is through what we call our Nexus of Agri. Nexus of Agri is a platform that brings our members together. We are talking of academics, we are talking of smallholder farmers, commercial farmers, agro-processing, agri-tech. We are talking about the agri-businesses. So everyone in the whole value chain, we have the Nexus of Agri, where we want our members to engage, to talk about the work that they are doing, the challenges, And even academics, they are writing white papers, and we have that platform for them to present. So if maybe someone may be asking Nexus of Agri, I could say everyone right now is on LinkedIn. People are using LinkedIn as a business platform. So we're calling our Nexus of Agri because it's just focusing on agriculture only. So it's like the LinkedIn of agriculture. So that's what, in a nutshell, we are doing to make sure that young farmers, women farmers, smallholder farmers are empowered to be able to maximize and produce enough food for us.
Absolutely, and I absolutely love the inclusivity that you guys have for, like you mentioned, we have women farmers, we have smaller farmers as well, and we can't overlook those farmers because they contribute to the different aspects that we do have. And then that goes into the next question, because I think smaller farmers are always so interested to find out and to know. So Mr. Manuel, how many hectares does a small scale farmer need to have in order to qualify to be part of the programs you guys are offering?
So the work that we've done, we've seen that we've engaged with farmers that are just startups. We possibly not necessarily looking at the size or the hectares, but I know that all across the provinces in South Africa or in Africa, we don't look for sizes, but as farmers are, the smallholder farmers, they have a piece of land, maybe 2 hectares, 5 hectares going up. And they are saying, look, I want to be able to be consistent, to grow enough food. I want to be able to learn more. So we engage with those farmers in the provinces where those farmers are in. We do profiling of those farmers. How long have they been operating? What products are they producing? What are some of the challenges? And through that, we then say, look, we want to be able to work with yourselves. We work with partners across the international community. We have the likes of the African Development Bank, GIZ, FAO, just to mention a few, and they are quite keen, or they are quite vested or interested in making sure that the smallholder farmers are trained, are empowered. And the goal is, like I said, to make sure that there's food production. So to answer your question, we're not looking really at hectares. Obviously, we're not looking at someone who's got a small piece of land that is just like a small village. But I do know that in some of the places we've seen farmers that are starting from 2 hectares, 5 hectares going up, and we do welcome them to be part of our network.
How many years of experience does a young farmer need to take part in the opportunities presented in the organization?
I think 1 year is enough for us to be able to work with them.
So you have spoken and touched about partnerships and collaborations that you guys do with these young farmers. So what important partnerships or collaborations has the AAC formed to support the agri-food industry?
We believe in working with the whole value chain. So we work with key stakeholders from governments, because governments, they inscribe policies. So banks, financiers, investors, project owners, project developers, commercial farmers, we partner with those, and we partner with developmental agencies, professional services, agribusinesses, and we are talking about the likes of the African Development Bank, USAID, FAO, GIZ, the DFIs, the NOR funds, Feed Fund, Sweat Fund, and the multinational banks. They are our partners. And in countries across Africa, we also have worked with, or we are working with the Ministry of Agriculture, as they are the sole responsible authorities that are making sure that there is policy communication from the government to the farmers. So like here in South Africa, we also have worked with Department of Agriculture, Land Bank, just to mention a few, and all the departments of agriculture in the different provinces. And then we also have on board different farmers associations, agribusinesses, and agro-processors. In a nutshell, we work with and partner with the whole value chain.
Beautiful, beautiful. And with everyone and all the partners that you guys do have on board, I do know that sometimes it's not always smooth sailing, especially when you have a variety of partners on board. So, Mr. Manuel, are there any challenges that the AAC face when bringing together different players in the agri-food industry?
What we found out is, like I said, we launched in 2016, and we do have some organizations that have been there before us. Maybe they are 10, 15, 20, 30 years in existence. And obviously, some of them will maybe try to check us out to say, who is this new boy or this new organization on the block? So it's been difficult to want to just engage and say, listen, we would like to collaborate or partner with yourselves, because they feel they've been in the business for a long time and they know it all. And some, they feel, look, we are good on our own. For instance, why we say we love to work with the whole value chain is we realize that the tobacco growers, the livestock producers, the potato farmers, all the different associations or stakeholders, they are running their own thing or they are doing their work in silos. But we realize that as the agricultural sector, we face the same challenges. If there are policies that government institutes, they affect all of us, not one organization. If there is a drought, it affects everyone who's in agricultural sector. So we then realize that it is important then to partner or collaborate with some of these key partners. So as I mentioned again, it's the fact that some say we've been in this business for a long time. We would want to partner with yourselves, or maybe you are in it for the money, and all sorts of challenges that we face. But we understand that it is the environment, and we've tried to really come out and say all we want is to partner, to work together, and see how we can grow and develop African agriculture.
Absolutely, because working together will obviously we'll get more out of it. And then very quickly, Mr. Manuel, please do tell us, how can interested candidates reach out and look for updates?
I can give my details. They can contact us. We are very active on the social media platform, and on our website we have I think where they can be able to fill in their information and mention what they would want us to share with them, the information they want. And we have a team that's working 9 to 5 every day. They can be able to communicate with them, send them the relevant information they need. If they need information about our events, we can be able to send them the brochures. If they need to know about our training, we give that information. If it's with also our Nexus of Agri, which is our online membership platform, we can be able to let them know our membership packages. Right now, we are still finalizing all the packages, but we are available on the website. We are also on LinkedIn. We are also on Twitter. Yes, Facebook, we do have a Facebook page. So we are live. I mean, it's the in thing today that you have to be out there on the social media platforms.
Definitely. And I'm very happy, especially because we have young farmers who are watching, that you guys are on all social media platforms. So connectivity is going to be easy. Last question, Mr. Manuel, do you have any advice for any upcoming or young farmer that is out there?
One thing that I really want to encourage the farmers is the future, according to the president of the African Development Bank, the future millionaires are coming from the agricultural sector. And so for those young people that are right now involved in the agricultural sector, I want to say, do not give up. There is a lot of patience that is needed in agriculture. Rome was not built in a day. And you have to be patient. And you also have to be able to network and connect with some people or peers that have been doing farming for quite some time, and be able to ask questions and be able to learn. Do not be afraid to ask questions, but be able to have a mentor, someone you look up to, someone who can coach you all the way. This one statement that I also have fallen in love with was, let's make agriculture young. So you are never you are never on the wrong path as you are involved in the agricultural sector. There is great potential in agriculture, but patience is required, and learning, reading and learning from other key people who have been there, you will be on the right track. And very soon, we will be hearing lots of successes.
Thank you so much for the advice. It was really beautiful advice that I know the young people would appreciate. It was such a pleasure talking to you and connecting with you, and we do look forward on Young Farmers with doing more things with you, interacting with you guys again, and having you guys on this space. And I know that the young farmers who are at home watching this, like Mr. Manuel said, you guys are the future millionaires. So for that, thank you so much. I'm your host, Tashlin. Until the next one, bye-bye.